Hello and welcome to the Saturday morning live stream where we talk about tech, and to be honest, there's just a lot of BSing on here. So welcome if you're new. To the regular folks, thank you for being here. And channel members, thank you for your support. If you didn't know, we have our channel member stream before this stream. It's a half an hour stream, and we talk about all kinds of stuff. Today we got to watch my internet go down in the middle of the stream. Really good stuff. So definitely become a channel member for that. Now let's just jump right in the chat. Actually, before we do, I want to say Happy New Year to you guys and thank you for your support. I appreciate you being here and watching these streams. I've been doing these live streams for like 7 years now, and I've always enjoyed just being able to see where these streams go and to just have a conversation with you guys and connect. So I appreciate all of you who have been here for over the years, and just thank you for your support. And I hope 2025 treats you well, and it's a great year. So let's Let's jive into the comments, man. Okay, let's see. Bill, hey, Bill. I appreciate Bill. He's a great support. Get your questions ready for Craig. The live stream starts soon. And one of my, not a New Year's resolution, one of the goals this year is also, after this stream, is to maybe tighten it up just a little bit. And yeah, just have a little, maybe make the stream, definitely keep the stream under an hour, a little more efficient there. So yeah, but we'll start that next week. Anyways, David, hearing lots of rumors coming from Apple's direction. New HomePod Mini, HomePod with the screen, their own cameras, and smart doorbell using their FaceTime technology. New Apple TV with Wi-Fi mesh. Yeah, it is interesting. This is the heaviest smart home rumor year that we've had when it comes to Apple. Like, there's been talk of a HomePod with a display. That's been going on for a few years. But the idea now of Apple doing their own cameras and doing their own doorbells, that would be huge. That would really kind of solidify the smart home for a lot of people. That, yeah, it would just really kind of bring the smart home to folks that wouldn't normally get into the smart home, because it would be an easy extension of devices they're already using. I'm skeptical. I am skeptical about the idea of a doorbell and a camera. I feel like those are still very niche products that I'm like, what's Apple? I could see Apple bringing a $500 1080p doorbell to the market, because it's like, hey, that's all what is it, HomeKit secure video support, so why do more than that? But it's made of aluminum. So there'll be something about it. So I'm skeptical on those two things, the doorbell and the camera. But the idea of using the Apple TVs mesh, I feel like that's too much work for Apple too. But the HomePod Mini too, to get the processor up there so it can do Apple Intelligence, makes a lot of sense. And a HomePod with a screen, that's just the next step. Needs to happen. So, but I would love to see Apple do their own cameras and doorbells. And but I feel like, God, is there enough money in it for them? Is there enough mass, enough customer base? Like with AirPods, that's a no-brainer that everybody's using headphones now. Where are we at now? Hey, hi, love you, brother. Thank you. Hey, I love you too, man. I appreciate your support. And William, Happy New Year to you and the family. Happy New Year to you too, William. Jack Steiner, and I appreciate you guys all being here. Sorry, I don't want to feel like I'm rushing through anything. And Rhett with Jack Steiner, he's one of our channel members. Rhett here from sunny Sacramento. I finally made it to over from the member stream, a full 7 clicks, and I ran the whole way. So the clicks, I like the clicks. Hey Craig, no speed test here. Yeah, I ran a speed test, and then I complained about my upload speed, and my internet decided to show me who's in charge, and just Killed my connection. Hey, John, good morning from wet and cool Texas. Happy New Year. Happy New Year to you, too. John Stevens, another channel member. Good morning. Still 20 degrees. Yeah, that's cold. Brian, good morning. Happy New Year. Greetings from Phoenix area. Hope everyone's having a great start to the weekend. You know, one thing I love about the chat is I've been very fortunate on these streams to really have just great folks. You know, yeah, people, just warm, kind people in the chat. Thank you, Brian. Thank you, everyone else. Wishing everyone else well. David, one of our neighbors has updated their Wi-Fi, but used the same name as ours. I've had to change the name of ours to combat this. Problem is, I've had reset all my smart devices. Took me ages. Yeah, that is the worst part about having to do the whole Wi-Fi switchover. With Apple, they really make it easy. It'll say a HomePod is on a different network or can't connect, and then you're basically like, okay, connect to this one, and it's done. You start getting into, you know, if you have devices like Philip Hue or other devices that use a hub, if that hub's on Ethernet, you plug that thing in, done. It's all those individual Wi-Fi devices or the Echoes, each with their different pairing modes. Hold it down till the light goes orange, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, it's a pain in the butt. But you know what? It is not a bad thing, especially if you've gone a few multiple routers using the same password and network name, just to start over, just to get a new network going and have everything logged back in fresh. But yeah, that's a little frustrating. I have to do that, and I'm not sure which neighbor it is. Yeah, you go over there, you go, change your Wi-Fi now. I had it first. John, question, what other Wi-Fi routers do you like besides Netgear? Too high, you said. One time Eero with one. The ones that I like that I've used are, I think the first one I go to would be, I would say the Eero Pro, Pro 7. Or, I mean, not even necessarily. The 6E is the minimum I would get now. And I like the Pro, the Eero Pros, because it is a tri-band router, meaning it has 2.4 gigahertz, has 5 gigahertz, and the 6 gigahertz bandwidth. The Eero ones are very heavy duty. They just feel like a very quality router. And yeah, for a 3-pack, $549, that's been about what the Eero Pro range has been at. Now, TP-Link, Wi-Fi, and I just don't feel the need to go with Wi-Fi 7 yet. I think 6E is the minimum. This is the one that I did a video on, and this one's worked out well. I haven't had any problems with it. But this one, it also, see, and this can connect up to 200 devices, where the Eero says 100 plus. Yeah, this, I don't know, it feels lighter. It doesn't have that hefty feel that the Eero. Not that that makes a difference. Coverage and speed has been good out of both of them for me. And the one I'm using now is a $1,500 router that was sent out to me. There's an affiliate link for this TP-Link one. But TP-Link, I've used them for a while. The only problem now is apparently because TP-Link is a Chinese company, there's now concerns with them, even though they've been in U.S. networking for years, or 6E. Now, you want an American company, if that matters. Here's the Eero is actually an American company based out of San Francisco, I believe. I don't think they've been sold to anybody, and looking it up, but there is the link to Eero. Those are affiliate links. The way the affiliate links work is if anytime I drop a link, so let's say I just make one here off the Amazon homepage. If I make a link, I drop it into the chat. If you click on that link, let's say you wanted to look up some computer deals or switches, whatever. Oh, okay, I want to get this one. Whatever you buy after clicking on that link couple percentage points go back, couple percentage points go back to the channel at no additional cost to you. So I can't ask you to bookmark this link. I can't do any of that. I just put the links in there. What you do with them is up to you. What I do is I actually have a creator that I bookmark their link so that anytime I buy anything, it automatically goes, they get a little bit back. Why should Amazon get the whole thing? Let this creator get some too. Now that I went on, hopefully that helps, John. Good morning. Oh, Devon, good morning. Happy New Year, Craig and everyone. New Year. Good morning, Devon. New movies to watch and counting down to Super Bowl 25 in New Orleans. Yeah, Super Bowl 20. God, the year's gone by so quick. It's gone by so quick. And John, how has your TP link been for you? Andy, hey, good to see you here. I feel like it's been a bit. Good to see you. Where did I lost my place. Okay. And V, Happy New Year to everyone. David, Eero's great. That's what we have. Only downside is if you want Wi-Fi 7, it's too expensive compared to others. Yes, that is definitely true. Eric, what are you doing here, Eric? Eric, be the first one to reply to this super chat. You are too generous, my friend. That's very nice of you, Eric, man. What? Thank you very much. Thank you. That's very, very kind of you. Eric, come flying in with the huge old super chat. I'm like, $99. Thank you, man. That's very, very nice of you. Eric is such a good man. I've got to hang out with Eric a few times at Vid Summit, and when he was in LA last time, we were able to go out and have some coffee. So I always love seeing you, Eric, man. Thank you very much for that. That's so generous. I'm like, did you do 2 of them, or is it's showing me 2 up there? I don't. Oh, okay, cool. Thank you very much. I got to put. Is there a heart? Yay! I put a heart on it. So, and Eric is one of our moderators and channel members too. So, thank you very much. I want to catch up and Larry, good morning and Happy New Year to you, Larry. And Manny, hi, Craig and everyone, Happy New Year. I'm new to this channel. Manny, welcome. Thank you for being here. And if you are anyone new and watching, if you have any questions, I get through the whole chat. I don't, this is a time that we can connect. It's not, I've always made this as like, hey, once a week, community connects that wants to connect. If you're trying to come here to learn something, you might have to weed through some of this stuff to get through. But if you want to come hang out and have some fun, we're here. Kenny, good morning. Good to see you here, Kenny. Bill, Happy New Year, everyone. And Pez, hey, Pez in the UK. A lot of UK support. Thank you, guys. And let's see. Not now, Dave, thanks. Mark Graveyard, hello, I'm new to this channel, really liking it. Saw your post about Apple TV Plus being free this weekend. Can you recommend one show to watch? Dude, you really gonna limit me to one show? No, number one show, and this is, thank you for mentioning that, Mark. I appreciate that, and thank you for being here. This weekend is free Apple TV Plus. So that means if you're on Google, Fire TV sticks, Apple TVs, LG, Samsung TVs, all those have the option to download the Apple TV Plus app. You can watch the whole catalog of stuff on there. For comedies, my number one choice right now would be Shrinking. Harrison Ford is awesome in that. He has some of the best lines I've heard on TV. I mean, I'd love to ruin the show for you with a couple of them. No, he is brilliant. So I would binge watch that first as a comedy. Ted Lasso is now, I mean, it's been a few, Ted Lasso you gotta check out. It's definitely a good one, but Shrinking's my number one. Severance, I just finished that, super slow, but maybe worth watching. If you want For All Mankind, that is a great one. It's a little slow, but it's a great space one. Definitely gets better. And Mythic Quest is a great comedy from one of the dudes who's in It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. So hopefully that helps some. And please, anyone else recommend some shows, but from a comedy standpoint, I would definitely go with I'd check out Shrinking. My wife is watching Bad Monkey. which is Vince Vaughn. And if you like Vince Vaughn, he is so Vince Vaughn-y in this. It's a funny one. It's definitely worth checking out. My wife's been started binge watching that after I recommended. Doge comes to CTT. But yeah, the what is it? Yeah, we're now. See, now when I think of Doge, I think of the coin, Dogecoin, which was a meme coin that actually jumped. Has actually made people a bunch of money. But yeah, now we got a Department of Government Efficiency happening. Yeah, Michael, have you heard of Home Assistant? Yes, I have not gone down the Home Assistant path. I've seen more and more people are doing it. Shane Watley's one channel that he started doing it. Paul Hibbert. A lot of folks going down it. I might have to do it too. I might just have to take the plunge. I think some of it, part of the reason I'm thinking about doing it is that I feel like that we're kind of bumping into a wall with what we could do with stuff right now. And just out of curiosity and wanting to play and try different stuff, I think Home Assistant's kind of the next thing to try out. Because, we're just getting variations of devices we've already had, I feel like. David, just noticed you built your C3PO Lego figure. I'm waiting for Amazon to deliver the Grogu in the crib Lego. Oh, it's coming today. Nice. Yeah, that's, yep, Lego C3PO right there next to Lego R2D2 and Lego Millennium Falcon. So that, and every YouTuber has to have fake plants. I used to have fake plants. Now I have Lego fake plants. So that's a Lego one up there. So yeah, it's yeah, enjoy that build. I did put a video on Amazon that I'll put in the Discord. Yeah, everyone enjoy Apple TV this weekend. William, not correct. 1080p. Apple needs to upgrade their game at least to 2K. Yeah, you know what? They need a minimum of 2K. The sad part is that like Apple was given 720p webcams for the longest time. So I see him pulling a Philip Hue, coming in with a low spec camera that's way too expensive. But yeah, it minimum should be 2K at this point. But I'm with you on that, William. John, Apple games, they need more good games. Yes, they do. I am really surprised how good like Call of Duty is on iPad OS and stuff. But when it comes to like their AAA games that are starting to become available for Mac OS, they're not the AAA games I'm looking for. So yeah, they're not the co-op games that everyone else is playing. So yeah, so, yeah, you don't get the, yeah, I don't know. I'd love to see Apple step up their gaming side. Craig M, can't wait for the HomePod with the screen. I've been mainly a Google Home user for years, but the experience the last year or two with it has gotten so bad. Happy New Year. Happy New Year to you too. And yeah, Google, it's like they just bailed on their smart assistant. Like, you know what? We're going to go take our Pixel phones a little more serious and make something cooler. We're kind of done with the smart home stuff for now. Yeah, that is one of the things that they definitely seem to hit the brakes in their smart home development side. But yeah, the HomePod with the screen, I think that'll become one of those things that I don't know, it'll just make the smart home, it'll just grow the smart home out. I mean, you think about it, not many people were carrying around headphones before AirPods and stuff, on a regular basis. Like my wife regularly picks up a set of AirPods because of convenience and use. And I just never see her use regular headphones in that same way or as often. I'll go for a walk. I'll just throw my AirPods in my pocket just in case, and because it's so simple. And Apple changed the game in the headphone space with that. And I think we're kind of at a point where Apple can do the same with the smart home. They can change the game in there. Andy, I watched the what is that? Documentary on that? Whose documentary? Sorry, I'm not familiar with that. No, who is that? I don't know. I'm like, is this the Swedish DJ and remixer? I didn't. Is that what you're talking about? Is there a documentary on him? If so, I'm not familiar with that. I will say Netflix has had some great documentaries lately. I like the one on, I think it's called Sly, and then Arnold was another good one. They've done some good ones. So yeah, definitely check out the Netflix documentary. Harold, hey Harold, how can I get audio from iPad to play on HomePod? To get the audio from the iPad, if you're playing something, let me just start anything to show. What was I watching? Oh, I was watching Silo. Okay, so I have something going. If you swipe down, let's see how well this works. If you swipe down from the top, and the top, let's see if we can get to focus. Look at how smudgy that is. There's that little circle right there. If you click on that little circle, it's going to show you your available things to play it on. I can play it on my MacBook Pro, my garage TV, my office TV. I could hit show more, and there's a list of all my different HomePods in the house. So I can pick any one of those, or any of my different Apple TVs in the house. I could pick any of those. The key to get to that is that AirPlay icon. That's what you want to know. Up in that right hand, right where my little pinky finger is, right there. That little AirPlay icon is the key. So swipe down the control center. Same thing works on your phone. If you're playing something, swipe down on the control center, hit the little dot thing. That'll open up all your different choices there. And you can even control other speakers right from your phone or your iPad. So hopefully that helps you, Harold. I felt like I might have provided some good tech support there, folks. Let's see. Amazon owns Eero. Yep, that was one of those things. Some of the early on folks weren't happy with that because Eero was like the indie band, the indie router company that the Apple folks were loving, and then they come in and end up Amazon buys them. It's like, oh, should I be worried now? Craig, just don't use honey. Yes, that's a big one. I'm going to share that. Here is a link. I'll bring it up over here. By now, this is a good one. People should know. This guy exposing the honey influencer scam. This guy, wow, 1.1 million thumbs up on this video and 15 million views. Everybody should know. I'm going to put this video in the comment or in the chat. Basically, honey has been skimming off of influencers, basically taking commissions from influencers. You click on my affiliate link, and right before checkout, if you click on the little honey browser extension, it basically replaces my affiliate link and they get the commission instead. And that's what they've revealed from this. So check that out. Thank you for mentioning that, Craig. That is one that people should definitely know about. I can't suggest for you to bookmark those links, but I can. It's a great way to help the channel. Thank you very much. It's something to think about with it. I'm not saying for me, but in general, any creator, pick a creator you want. If you're in the UK, grab a UK creator, anybody. And, just have that link handy. I don't want to say the B word. So yeah, you use that link. It helps them out. And so thank you for mentioning that. Alan, Craig can't ask you to bookmark it. I can. That's my man, Alan. I appreciate you, Alan. Thank you. Let's see. And thank you again, Eric. That's so generous, man. $99. That's very nice. And William, hey, Eric, modern day tech. Happy New Year, brother. Hope you and the family had a great one. Yep. Yeah, that's David. That should help to pay towards your flight to CES. Oh, David, you were there this morning. No. Bill, congratulations to Notre Dame University setting new school records for their football team. Wow, I didn't know they set some new records. Congratulations. And hopefully that's good records. John, thanks for the help. I like my TP Link, but I'm afraid they're going to make TP Link stop selling them here or make it harder to use them. Yeah, I feel like those things, John. I think when it gets pushed far enough with some of that stuff, what'll happen is TP Link will be forced to sell off that part of the business to an American company or something. It's like TikTok. Like ByteDance is supposed to get rid of TikTok, or it's going to be banned in the U.S. So I wouldn't worry too much about it now, John, because I think we'd need a countdown time first. Like I think you have until next Prime Day. So I'd wait to the next round of sales before making any purchases. And what about ASUS router? Been running an older Wi-Fi 6 and very pleased. I've not used any of the ASUS stuff. I like ASUS all around. I have a bunch of their components in my PC. I'm using one of their 4080s and their the motherboard too in there, but I've not used any of their routers. My big thing that I try to recommend for people is go with mesh. No matter what brand you go with the mesh to get better access point, better coverage. Go with Wi-Fi 6E to future-proof yourself, because Wi-Fi 6E will has that new 6 gigahertz band that more devices are starting to add. William, hey Craig, are you going to CES this year? No CES for me this year. And big reason is I've been traumatized with my prior career doing way too many trade shows. In the early 2000s, I just spent years doing trade shows, doing lighting for trade shows. Some of my least favorite lighting jobs, but paid very well. So yeah, I used to do CES like every year from I think it was 2002, 2003, 2004. I did some, but like before the .com bust. Yeah, so it's one of those that the idea of roaming the floor, and yeah, it's not me. It's not gonna happen. Yeah, yeah, it won't happen. There was an idea of me just flying in for the morning and then flying out, but I'm like, nope, don't want to do it. I truly do not care. I want to be entertained. I want to watch and learn about the new stuff. I don't want to teach anyone about the new stuff. When the new stuff comes out, I want to play with it and share it with you guys. But I'd rather just learn about what's new at CES and then make any content. But I also don't want to walk around and talk to the different vendors and stuff. What do you have coming out? Yeah, this is our new plug. It's going to revolutionize the smart home industry. Yeah, I don't have it in me to do it. And the idea of actually editing any of those videos sounds horrific too. I'm like, I sat down with the guy from such and such and we talked about, yeah. So yeah, for me, William, it's not one that personally interests me. I'd rather watch my tech channels and let them cover it and get me some see their good B-roll. I know people will cover it far better than myself, so leave it to the pros who want to be there and excited about it. Bangkok, dangerous. Greetings from Thailand. I think you're the first person from Thailand. Welcome. Love the channel. Just bought a bunch of Aqara stuff at your recommendations. I really hope you like it then. No, I hope you like it, and please let us know. Let us know in the streams what stuff you got. If you have any issues with it, I had someone leave a comment telling me. Someone left a comment saying, "Oh, you consider yourself a light expert? Go read the reviews on this light on Amazon." So yeah, here's one I'll share with you guys. Okay, so the guy says, called my lighting credentials in, like, I'm a professional lighting designer. I spent 25 years in the entertainment lighting industry. I'm very proud of what I do. Now, so he wants to call me out on that. And I went through and I'm like, okay, let's look at these reviews. I want to see what this guy said. He's like, how can you call yourself an expert about lighting when it's such poor reviews? And I'm like, not compatible with HomeKit. Okay, person just didn't know you needed a hub. Not able to connect to the internet. That's their own crap. Has nothing to do with lighting. Turns out the input on the light won't turn on, and other times it won't. Okay, it has a hub. Nothing about the light output. unfriendly unboxing, won't even be installing. All these things I went through, and I went through and I read all the different ones, and every poor review on there was a technical issue. Not one of them was about the quality of the light output. So it's one of those, I bring that up because I have my own way of looking at that light and saying, hey, the lighting output's great. I also know how to set it up. I know how to plug it into a hub. These different things, I know that, so there's no issues with it. So it's weird. So my point in bringing all that up is, please share your experience with this stuff. Because from my perspective, this light that on Amazon's 3.7 out of 5 stars, it worked out great for me because I knew how to hook it up. I knew that it needed a hub, and the light output was great. So it's definitely great. If you could share any of your opinions or thoughts on any of this Aqara stuff, even if your opinions and thoughts are different from mine. I will only go and research your criticisms, and if it's not valid, I will call you out, like I did that guy. I said, really? How about you, before calling out my lighting credentials, you go and you read what the reviews actually say, genius. Yeah, but anyways, I didn't, let's see. Manny, I'm from England and I love your tech. I've seen so many of your posts, Craig. I thought it's about time I checked out your Saturday Tech Talks. Manny, this is usually when people decide to run away and unsubscribe. They're like, I like the guy until he went off script and started talking about everything else. Alan, I'm psychic, and I see that Craig is not going to CES. Oh, yes. Oh, what happened here? Did I already... Wait, okay. Whew, it had to catch up or something. I was like, did I make it to the end? What is going on? I'm getting some serious lag happening here. Wow, is that... Okay, what is going on here? Let's try this. I don't know if it's my web browser. Streaming software. Okay, I don't know if you guys lost me, but okay, I think we're good. There we go. It froze up on my end. On my end. Okay. And that's another one. Michael mentions on Apple TV Plus, Slow Horses. That is a British show, and it's an interesting one. I think they're on like season 4 or 5 now. It's been kind of slow initially, so it got pushed off for some other stuff, but it's on the watch list. I've only got about 5 episodes in. What Apple Plus show is the future? Silo's an interesting one. They're on season 2 of that. I like For All Mankind. I think that one is great. It basically For All Mankind. Each season takes place in like a certain decade. So, man lands on the moon. Well, Russia lands on the moon instead of the U.S. Well, then you got the space race that happened. Season 1 is basically the 60s and 70s space race. Season 2 is the 80s. Season 3 is the 90s. These different times, though, it's all accurate to the time frame. So the space race in the 80s is 80s technology. It's basically a show as if we never took our foot off the gas from the Apollo missions on. So great space show. It just starts off a little slow, but definitely one worth checking out. Like in the year 2000, they're already landed on Mars. So I guess it isn't a future show. It's just what our past would have been better as. Silo is a great one. All the Charlie Brown cartoons. Yeah, I forget Apple TV got those. Stuck in Georgia. Hey, good to see you here. I feel like it's been a bit. So, Larry, John, what Christmas gifts did you get? I got a bunch of Lego sets. I got nothing tech related. It was a lot of Lego stuff. I have got a C3PO right there. I got the X-Men mansion that I'm working on here. There's quite a few different sets that my family got me. So my wife's like, you got nothing but Legos, toys. I'm like, that's cool. I have everything else. I'm content. Don't need anything else. So just toys. That's it. I'm a 48-year-old man playing with toys. So no, Legos are awesome. Lego. There's no plural. It's not supposed to be Legos. Are great. You know, you turn on something, listen to some music, put it together. Great for clearing the mind. Check it out. Kenny, I moved to Home Assistant 3 months ago using the Home Assistant green. So easy to set up, but it is a bit of work, but a walk in the park to what it used to be. I also recently got a new voice device. Yeah, and that's an interesting thing is that now they got their own voice assistant. Isn't it Jarvis or is that Homie Pro? It's kind of crazy. It seemed like nobody was interested in any of these. It was a niche thing to do Home Assistant or Home Bridge. Now it's like they're packaging it a lot better, making it more accessible. Universal Studio theme park coming to the U.S. Or to the United Kingdom. Hey, Universal's fun. We have a Universal. Where am I? I just lost my chat. We have a Universal doorbell. Universal doorbell. I just scrolled ahead. We have a Universal Studios nearby, and yeah, it's we have a good time going there. So yeah, when is that due to be finished? Sorry, now I'm curious. Opening another tab. So does it have potential? 2030. See, that seems so far away, but man, time has sped up so much. It feels like in the past 5 years. Eric, hey, welcome back. I'm back. Airplane lost Wi-Fi. Stupid airplane. So aren't they all on Starlink at this point? Yeah, somebody did a post. I forget where I saw it, but was showing that it was saying it's rare to see boats now that don't have Starlink on them. So, Devon, just a heads up, Henry Danger, the movie is coming to Paramount and Nickelodeon in the next 2 weeks, January 17th. Devon is our source for all things animated. So thank you, Devon, for sharing. Larry, I wondered where you went. I saved this just to show you. Nice. Yeah, Alan, 48 months as a channel member. Thank you, Alan. Kenny, do you have the trouble you get green disconnect and reconnect? Okay, that, let's see, John. Okay, so cool. Let's see. I'm not reading the ones that have been put together. They are communication within the chat. M3 Hub, Bangkok, thank you for the super chat. M3 Hub, G4 doorbell, P2 sensor, smoke detector, and E1 camera. See, and that's I like the fact you got the whole combo right there, that you're able to do it all from Aqara. Like, I don't know if I'm going to do it as a main video on the channel or I might just do it as a member video. But like the I need to do a follow-up video on the U100 Smart Lock. I've been using that thing since I did a video on it. And it's my regular lock. You know, I've tested out different locks, but I go back to that Aqara lock each time because it's works well for me. So I like having all my stuff combined. I mean, the only thing that's missing from Aqara has been the outdoor camera. Once I get that, it really, there's not much that their ecosystem won't cover. I'm like, you really could do your whole house in Aqara. All my cameras that are in HomeKit right now are just the Aqara. The G3 or G2H, the G3, and then the E1 camera. I pulled out other cameras now. Alan, throwing shade on Craig is not cool. So, yeah, who's throwing shade? Can't throw shade. Hey, Craig, what are you most interested in when it comes to CS? See, that's where I kind of feel like we've just, just kind of boring right now. I don't know. I want to be surprised by something. I think that's where some of my lack of interest is, that there isn't a lot of stuff that really feels new. I guess I'd like to, surprise me with from a smart home perspective. Let's do some nice lighting, at great prices. I don't know. I feel like everything's just, I don't know. Like from a robotic standpoint, there really isn't much there. I can't think of anything that I'm really interested in with CS. I think that's part of the reason I'm not. I don't know. It just doesn't really excite me as much. I was the same way in my lighting career. I was a professional lighting designer, worked with very expensive equipment, and there'd be trade shows, but I wouldn't go because I'm more interested in playing with the stuff. Like when I could get my hands on it and use it. Other than that, it's like there's such amazing technology, like some of the rolling TVs and stuff. But that just seems like a cool gimmick that doesn't really apply to my life. So I don't really want to see concept stuff. I want to see real things that are tangible and that aren't some pie in the sky thing. Like when we get to the point like rolling displays and it costs $3,000 to get one, then it's like, hey, this is going to be interesting. But $100,000 on rollout television, it's like, okay, yeah, well, at that price point, yeah. So, I don't know. Like last year, I was excited to see about the Nanoleaf skylights. And I never bought them because I think they're so overpriced. So yeah, I'm like, so I don't know. I think it's really, I want to see what it is when it comes out, if that makes any sense. But I feel like we're really at a point where everything's just so minor that, which is great as a consumer. I don't feel like I need to go buy anything at all. I feel very content. I was trying to talk myself into buying a Mac Mini. Like maybe I should get one of those. I'm like, this M1 Max is brilliant. Why mess with it? So yeah, unfortunately, I don't have any big wants. We'll see what happens. I'm definitely going to follow and see what comes out. And I'd rather, be home and take action on some of the stuff that I'm more interested in than going to try to cover stuff. Yes, Alan, I saw that. Thank you. And yeah, our timing's definitely different. So I thank you, Bangkok, for that super chat, for sending that earlier. I do want to mention that. I see it scroll down on the screen there. And what's the reply? Okay, cool. And yep. Sorry, guys. I'm like rolling around. And Alan, thank you, man. I appreciate you with the thank you to Bangkok there. Man, that's a great community. I appreciate you, Alan. Where are we at? Bangkok, G4 doorbell. And that's one of the things with the Aqara stuff. Like, even if you don't go with their doorbells or any of their, the locks or any of that, from a sensor standpoint, just the basics, that stuff, it's affordable, it's quick, and it's reliable. So Simon said, David, like when some people complain about lighting, some moaning the lights aren't bright enough. What? Unless you're trying to see it from the National Space Station, I wouldn't worry about it. Yeah, and so much of that stuff is subjective. Can see and hear you great. Good. Thank you, Simon. And thank you from watching from New Zealand. See, that's a place I got to make it to. I haven't made it to New Zealand yet. I appreciate you watching from there. You guys got summer going on. Man, we were talking about that in Discord. Just the summertime Christmas. It just seems so weird. Let's see. Where are we at? David, no smart swimming pool cleaning robot for Christmas. Yeah, and you know what, though? Yes, I've had many of those offers, and I've turned down each one of them, because one, I don't... The making the video doesn't sound fun. The audience for that video isn't that huge. It's like, if I make something, I want to reach as many people as possible with stuff. There are niche things, but it's just, it's one of those, I'm not interested in it. in doing a robot vacuum or pool cleaner. And all the ones I've looked at, they're all, for being battery operated, they're all less expensive than my cord powered, better vacuum basically. So the battery version of what I have costs twice as much as any of these that I keep seeing at CES. So no pool cleaning robots for me. Simon says, Home Assistant, okay, Boo or Jarvis. I love it. I feel like I'm whispering so that I don't set off anything. And Alan, thank you, man, again, and thank you, Bangkok, for the super chat. Simon says, Home Assistant, Schlage Encode is my choice for smart lock. Schlage Encode, yeah, plus that is a great lock. The only problem, what was it? No, the Schlage was working with everybody. Schlage was working with Google Assistant and all that. With Echoes. Yeah, I have a Schlage Encode Plus in my garage still, and that's a great one there to recommend. The only thing that made the Aqara, the U100 overstep the Schlage was the fingerprint sensor, because my family all loves a fingerprint sensor. But yeah, it was a toss-up between going back to the Encode Plus, because Schlage is, they're a lock company making a smart lock. It's a good way to go. David, still waiting for the Aqara camera that we saw at IFA Berlin. Yeah, well, maybe, who knows? Who knows? We got CES. Maybe it's like the HomePod with a screen. Eventually a car is going to have an outdoor camera. They have to. So now hopefully they get one out, because that's the piece that's missing from them. Bangkok, I like the Nanoleaf lighting products. Those are the Nanoleaf essential smart strips. And the white light out of the Nanoleaf stuff is great. That's been one of the things I really like about them, is their white light. That the color side, they're not the brightest from the color side, but man, they got the best white light. And you know what? That's a great point, because they are thread. Yeah, my Nanoleaf stuff was working great with thread. And then once I introduced the Aqara hub, and it had a thread network, man, when thread is working well, it works great, but you don't really have much control in a thread network. So even after taking away my Aqara hub, my thread network was named Aqara Home or something, thread network. And I'm like, I don't even have a thread. It somehow, everything just kept keeping that Aqara network alive, even though I didn't want that network to override everything, but somehow did. So yeah, thread is great when thread is happy. So, David, IFA was great for smart home technology, but wasn't really interested in the Ninja and air fryer. Yeah, that's the thing. Yeah. I feel like the stuff that I'd be most interested in is the stuff I don't know as much about. So, like some of the TV side, the display side. Lawrence, hey Lawrence. So to add on to that, what is the next big thing you think will happen in the smart home? I think the two things for the smart home that would make a big difference, and you know what? I'm going to just throw up my last call for questions, because I'm keeping it tighter. Let's see, where did put a, why is this browser window acting like I can't type? Last call. Okay. What was it? No, I think that the next big thing in the smart home is going to be Apple with their home, coming out with a HomePod with a smart display. And I think that, because that's just it's going to help drive the market more. And I think it'll be just a better, cleaner interface, and will make the whole thing a lot more user friendly. I think Echoes had their little burst because they provided something new with the voice assistant and the timers and all that stuff. And that helped them grow word of mouth. I think when people have a Apple Smart display on the counter, and you go to someone's house and you see someone FaceTiming with it, or they airdrop a photo, or just some of the stuff where you're like, hey, airdrop it to my HomePod. And it's like, boom, there's a photo, and now it's in your photo library. All that stuff. When people start to see Apple's approach to things working together, I think that's when we'll start to see a change. Next big change, though, I think the next big step is to go and take advantage of like Apple's U1 chip that they have in all their devices. Like with the HomePod minis, if you bring the phone near the HomePod mini when you're playing something, you feel the haptic feedback. It knows it's getting closer, and those U1 chips can tell where other U1 chips are with like very high precision, like to the fact that you go and you locate an AirTag, it walks you right to it. Now, if Apple turned that on to trigger automations, that would be like a game changer in the house, because it knows, you have two HomePods in a room, and it can, three of them. You get three, it triangulates, man. You sit on the right spot in the couch, triggers automations. No, but I can see, like, if Apple utilized, what is going on there? Looks like I'm paused. Oh my God, I'm having, what is up with this? Oh, yeah, my browser window is like, the Safari window is jacked up. But anyways, totally lost where I was going with that. But yeah, I think though being able to move around your house and trigger automations with devices you already have would be a big change. Just to walk in a room, and because the watch is on and it's a certain time of day, the room changes to what I want. Or the automation, just when I sit down, it's like TV comes on because it knows you're that far away and can trigger it. That kind of stuff. I think position-based automations and Apple Smart Display are the next big one. What is going on here? Like, seriously, this window keeps locking up on me where I can't scroll. Okay, let's see where I'm at. Yeah, no, I'm sorry, trying to find my place again. And yeah, for the car, man, one thing, Lawrence, it's FSD and Tesla is insane now. Like, it is so good. Just watching some of the moves it makes, it's wow. I'm just blown away. I'm really curious to see where that goes with the full self-driving. And I know there's so many skeptics with Elon Musk and like the car industry going, you can't do it this way. You have to have these sensors. And I don't know, just keep remembering that, you know what, this is the person that floated the idea of sending rockets up into space and then landing them. And that sounds like a pipe dream. You're going to send it up and then you're going to land a rocket. It's like, yeah. And now they do it all the time. So I don't know. I think that's going to be, Tesla is the company to watch for. Doesn't matter what you think about politics. Elon Musk as a person, they're more than a car company, man. They're the ones that are going to be bringing some interesting stuff in the future. Bill, we're at 44 minutes. I'm 10 minutes behind now. So yeah, 10 minutes behind. Simon, not much of a summer, been lots of rain and quite cool. Alan, it could be worse. Simon, I have a coach friend in Australia who is getting 114 days. Wow, 114 degrees. Yeah, keep the cool. Cool, Simon. Stay cool. Duncan, I got a pool cleaning robot. My wife hates it mostly because we don't have a pool. Okay, that's awesome, Duncan. I love it. That was hilarious. Yep, works with Home Assistant, Amazon, and Google. Yeah, that's what Schlage, that was the big determining factor between the Schlage & Co. Plus and sticking with the Aqara U100 was the fingerprint sensor. My family loved it. David, use it to clean your bathroom and... Oh, nice. Simon says, what do you think of the new Apple Home products that have been promised? I only see, in reality, I only see Apple coming out with HomePod with just the HomePod lineup. I think I don't see there being enough money in cameras and doorbells. Personally, I don't see it yet. Maybe 5 years from now, I could see that. Like in, we are, whoop, where's my button? Sorry, we're closed. No more questions. Closed. This is how I try to keep myself on track. Yeah, the yeah, I really don't see Apple coming out with any cameras or doorbells within the next 2 to 3 years. And really, the reason why is I think they would need to establish themselves stronger with HomePod, like a HomePod with a screen. Once that catches on more and builds some momentum, then adding that doorbell or adding a camera, I think will make more sense to people. But they got to break through and get more HomePods in people's houses first, I think. Totally agree. Thread and Matter have limited options for manual control when things go wrong. Yeah, I just want to be able to delete a thread network and create a new one. Alan, I really hate autocorrect. She would not like being called a coach. A close friend. Nice. Simon, unless Apple release it, wouldn't promise anything, to be honest. Yeah, that's I think there's a lot of wishful thinking in the Apple community. It's like any rumor you dive on, you're like, maybe finally they're gonna do it. So, but yeah. Would it be possible, Durham Skyrider, would it be possible to have a smart lock if I keep the door open most of the day in summer? Um, yeah. I mean, there wouldn't be any reason I wouldn't see. You would just want to turn off, I mean, any auto lock, so because a lot of them have after 2 minutes, say you use something to unlock it after two, and you don't open or move the door, it might attempt to lock it back. But if your door's left open, the only like the U300, yeah, U300 lock that I did, the lever style lock, that locks automatically behind it. But with normal bolt style locks, I mean, the what I found is like the Aqara lock that I use. If you open the door and you close it, it starts flashing the little lock button. It'll flash so you can push the lock, and it'll just do a quick lock. But if you, after a few minutes, if that light turns off and you can't do a quick lock, it just knows you're leaving the door unlocked at that point. Yeah. Brian, I agree. Apple having a smart home display reinforced their ecosystem, connecting users more into the system, which can encourage more revenue spending within that ecosystem. I think a big thing with Apple, though, too, is they sell features. They sell features to people, and those features get spread by word of mouth. What commercial did you watch about AirDrop? Apple's Super Bowl campaign on AirDrop? No, it's just somebody went, hey, yeah, I could send you that photo. Do you know about AirDrop? Yeah, all you do is you swipe down, you click that, and you boom. And then that person tells someone else, and that's how Apple grows. It's really word of mouth on a lot of this stuff. David, most of the time when I call out for Siri, my iPhone answers me instead of my HomePod. Yeah, I turn that off. I don't want mine to answer. The way I access it is just holding down the side button on my phone, because yeah, it shouldn't respond, but it never fails. It'll be an iPad responding out of the blue, and so I turn off all the voice activated on all my tap on my iPads and other devices. So yeah, because anytime I use who on the phone, I just activate it with the long press on the side. So maybe I'm back. Who knows? We'll see. I'll give it another second. Can't even speak. Okay, I think I might be back. We'll try it. Okay. Let's see. I am back, I think. So, what the? My battery was almost dead on my laptop, which was interesting because it was plugged into my port, God, I can't even think now. Into my hub, my Thunderbolt hub wasn't providing enough power to my laptop. So, anyways, sorry about that, guys. I am back. Now to answer your question, or not a question, Lady A is so cheap versus Apple. There's a reason. It really, it's like if there's a reason. The hardware is significantly better. Apple is putting old phone processors into HomePods. You know, they're what is it? Oh God, am I flipping the two? No, I think I'm right. But yeah, they're putting old processors from far more powerful devices into their HomePod. Where like the original HomePod, it was discontinued, and later that year, I think it was later that year, they upgraded it to do Dolby Atmos. So a product they were no longer selling got an update to give you a virtual surround sound. You know, it's things like that because the hardware had the room for it. Like there really has been no real big upgrade from the HomePod 2, from the HomePod 1 to the HomePod 2. Where the Echoes is truly about making the cheapest possible device they can. You know, and yeah, they've never made a profit on, they don't make profits on selling Echoes. Apple seems to make money off of theirs. Simon says Apple is just so overpriced. Is it? Because Amazon's like 25 billion in the hole, so maybe they were underpriced because they're not running a good business model. So that's what really kind of, if anything, pisses me off about the whole thing, is that this right here is absolute garbage tech inside compared to the Mini. I'm sorry. The processors they're using are put in here to do the bare minimum possible. No future proofing of crap. Nothing in it. The hardware in this is garbage compared to a Mini. You know, it just is. Amazon from the beginning has not given a shit about making good quality gear. So now they've skewed, them and Google have just matched each other spec for spec, given the bare minimum. So now the whole smart industry skewed based on people lowballing, you know, undercutting and making the cheapest possible device possible. I hate that stuff. It's like Apple laptops are overpriced. I'm like, aluminum compared to a plastic thing that's cost $300 that is garbage, you know. So that's a thing that I really, it drives me crazy, is that it should be, the overpriced thing is so not true, because if Amazon made a profit, then they would have priced their product properly. They made a product, they covered their cost, they made a slight profit, and we did it. Then it sounds like it's priced perfectly then. But if you are losing billions, you clearly underpriced. Not Apple overpriced, they underpriced. Or they would have made billions of dollars off of it. So clearly someone's wrong with their math. So that's, I'm willing to bet. I'm going to say Apple's probably priced correctly and Amazon was severely underpriced. And now everybody's perspective is skewed, and it's like, but my thing is too, with that stuff, if anybody wants to hold on to Apple's overpriced, I'm like, enjoy your ads. Enjoy the ads on the Echo Show, because I'll tell you right now, a HomePod with the screen is going to cost at least $300, and it'll be 6 inches, and you'll be able to compare it to an Echo Show 8 and go, I could get an Echo Show 8 for $74. Why would I spend $300 on Apple? Enjoy your ads. That's all I gotta say. Enjoy them. So, because that's it. They aren't making money on the hardware, they're going to make it on the ads, or they're just going to close it down on you. There's really only 2 options there. So it's like right now, Amazon's business model's screwed up now. So that's just one of those. I want to make that clear. Anyone who wants to stand on that mountain going, Apple's overpriced, I'm like, enjoy your ads. That's all I gotta say. And I don't mean that to be like a tool to you and to you, Simon, in any way. I'm just like, I think that really skewed the perspective the wrong way. You know, that like it's very clear for Philip Hugh to go Philip Hugh. you guys are on crack trying to sell a 1080p camera for as much money as you are, because the industry has shown that it's profitable to make a reasonably priced camera at this rate. So I feel like it's really skewed people's perspective the wrong way. $24 Echo Dots have just skewed an industry the wrong direction. V was going to ask you, get a Lego. You said already was looking on eBay. 600 Lego, 617 items, new sealed in box, $24.99, and a signed Millennium Falcon for $10. Wow. Yeah, I'm always nervous. I'd be nervous about some of those eBay ones, but I don't know. I worry. But if they're all sealed, original boxes, I'm like, hey, that's nice. A good way to look at Lego for people is that the average price is about 10 cents per piece. So if you see a set that's 100 pieces, it's about $10. 1,000 pieces, $100. So just give you an idea. Simon, yeah, I would love to have a fingerprint sensor. Yeah, it's a nice addition. Oh man, I went way over because my long rant. Sorry about that, guys. John Wolf, China, Starlink is now 1 gig up and down. I think Elon helped them because they have the biggest Elon car factory. Yeah, I wouldn't doubt it. I mean, sales are huge, are going up pretty quick there. Abe, I was here. Welcome, Abe. Alan, V, people have retired Lego sets, think that they have solid gold, tried to really sell one, and it will likely tank unless you're on the right site. Yeah, that is, thanks. That's the tough part, with Lego. It's like some of the stuff, depending what you have, it is worth a lot, and then some of it isn't, and people want a lot for it. Durham, I plan to get the U100. It's my lock of choice still. I think I'm on 18 months. And yeah, I froze up again. Sorry about all that, guys. No, maybe he's just thinking about Okay, well, I'm going to wrap this up. Alan, rant. Yep, I had to get a rant in there on that, but I think it is important. But people should kind of shift their perspective on stuff a little bit, because it is easy to go to the Apple overpriced. But if you look at it, things are really, really comparative. Really, are similar quality items are the same. A Microsoft Surface for a similarly spec Mac is about the same price. A Samsung similarly spec phone, same price. It's if we truly if we truly compare apples to apple. Oh, I can't even do that stupid pun. Okay, SpaceX is going up the 11th new one. It's crazy. One of the launches I watched from SpaceX, they were on their 22nd time of using that rocket, which is insane. That rocket has gone to space, landed back 22 times. That blows my mind. David, still surprised the Echo Show 21 is sold out in the UK. I know, that is so weird to me. If you like advert, slow lagging interface, and 0.5-inch bezels, buy an Echo Show. Apple's in trouble with their voice assistant. I know they have to pay out $94 million in a class action lawsuit for Siri privacy violations or something. I don't know anything more than that headline, basically. Duncan, I have the Saturn V rocket. Spent 5 days building it. Loved it. Wife knocked it over. Too deflated to build it. Oh, to rebuild it right now. Oh, Duncan, I feel for you, man. I know that defeated feeling when it breaks. Yeah, you're like, I'll just put this in a pile and come back to it. R2D2 lost his head on a big R2D2, so I feel you. And that Saturn 1, that was 1900, or Saturn 5, I think that was the 1969 pieces or something. And yep. And Eric, Happy New Year, man. Thank you. And did you do, what is that? Oh, sorry, guys. Sorry, I was trying to check out something. Oh, sorry, lost my place. Okay, Thank you. And so yeah, I'm gonna get out of here. 10:15. I didn't keep it tight, but we'll do it next time. I'm gonna try to keep these streams a little tighter because I know I go off at times, like my rant, the Apple pricing. But dang it, we got to deal with it. We got to address these things. Now, have a good weekend, everybody. Thank you for being here. We're going to be back on a regular streaming schedule, so I'll be back next week. Also, tomorrow's video is 7 chilling reasons. I don't even remember the name of the video. Basically, the video is about, I asked ChatGPT, what are 5 things we should be concerned about when it comes to AI? And ChatGPT gave me a list. I added 2 additional things that ChatGPT left off that I think we should be concerned about. So that video, I had fun making it. It was educational for me. I hope you guys enjoy it. Because yeah, it's one of the ones that it was one I enjoyed making. So no sponsors. It was just the AI topic. What should we be worried about? So go to the source, go ask AI, and I did, and you should be concerned. So watch that video tomorrow, and yeah, thank you guys for being here. Yeah, Duncan, 1969. I remember they made that rocket so that, because of 1969, the year it went up. But anyways, I will catch you guys next weekend. Take care. Bye.